party in a pinch, our first episode for 2018. We have brought in the gluten-free guru, Christy Slaughter. And Christy, we were talking earlier, I'm hosting a party and everyone is starting off the new year. They want us to try to eat healthier, and I'm hosting a party, and that's exactly the request I got from everyone. It's kind of a lean, fresh meal.
A new beginning for 2018.
Exactly, a new beginning. Well, thanks so much for coming to the rescue. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And you actually have some great ideas on what to serve for my dinner.
You mentioned that your friends love seafood.
Yes, they do.
So I thought that we would take in some pan-seared sea scallops, and what we're going to do is we're going to wrap those in prosciutto.
Ooh,
and we're going to
delicious.
serve that with a beautiful bitter orange, actually a sauce that we're going to make with a secret ingredient. We'll get to that.
Ooh.
Don't tell anybody, because it's super easy.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to watch party and pinch together, right?
And then we're going to be serving that with an aromatic basmati rice, and so it's going to make your kitchen smell fabulous. A simple green salad. We're going to make a homemade dressing, and then as an appetizer, we're going to be doing a mango salsa. Completely fresh, light. You can do it a couple hours ahead of time, and then we're going to be putting those on some homemade corn tortillas. All gluten-free, easy, a way to get healthy for the new year. That's what we're looking for. I mean, most of us have really
overindulged,
even a lot. And it is the holiday, so that's okay. But now we need to get started.
Now we can kind of scale back. Yes, and you don't want anyone to leave a party just feeling overstuffed. And this is a great menu that people can come, feel light when they leave, and of course really enjoy the flavors too. So I'm excited to get started. We appreciate you coming on. Let's get started.
Sounds great.
So Chrissy, we are making our appetizer right now. The mango salsa sounds so good. Kind of bringing, you know, the nice warm weather, tropicalness here as it's so cold here this January. So how do we get started?
One of the things that I love to do, now you can find pre-chopped fruit in the supermarket freezer. So go ahead and have some of those things. They're not just great for smoothies, but they're also really good for salads and sauces like we're doing today.
Yes.
So I've bought, you know, when you're trying to save time, just go ahead and buy this stuff, right?
And it's already chopped, which is so nice.
Yes, so I've just defrosted that. So when you come home, you can actually put it in a little bowl of warm water and it will start defrosting already.
Oh, gosh, that is so nice, and save you some time, definitely.
Have you heard about avocado hand?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
so you just have to be
so
careful.
Bizarre. Yes. So we could use a spoon if you wanted to, and then you don't even have to worry about the knife
going in.
Right.
No avocado hand here.
I have not tried the pitless avocados. Have you tried those?
No, I have not. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yes, look at them. They're about the size of a cucumber, and they have no pits. They're not genetically modified, and it's just absolutely incredible. Isn't that neat?
And
so
no pit.
And no pit. They said that you can open the end and like squeeze the avocado out like toothpaste. I'm not sure why
What?
they do it.
No, that's too weird. I feel like an avocado needs to look like this. So you just have one avocado and you're just cutting it into kind of big chunks, the same amount or the same size almost as the mangoes.
Exactly, and this doesn't have to be perfect at all. This is gonna break down with the mango. It's gonna make its own sauce. We are gonna add a couple little different things to it, like some gluten-free soy sauce. Of course, soy sauce. Yeah, we're gonna.
Which you don't normally think soy sauce in a salsa, right?
Right, but you know, I go out of
Yeah,
the box.
I love it, I love it.
And a little bit of ginger. Now, if you wanted to do this, I would actually probably make a little bit more. You could put some shrimp with it. You could do some leftover rotisserie
kind of almost
chicken.
like a ceviche or something like that.
And then you can actually have that for lunch the next day, because after we host a dinner party, we don't really feel like cooking a lot of times afterwards the next day.
Exactly, and it's always nice to have leftovers, right?
Yes. So we're having a little bit of green onion in here. That will just give it a little bit of a bite. I'm not going to use the white as much as I am the green, just for a little bit of color, and it's not going to have so much oniony flavor, right?
So you're only using a little bit of the white onion part.
Just a little bit of that, and then we have an orange.
Ooh.
All things that most of the time we have at home anyway, right? We're going to do a little bit of the grated orange peel, just a little zest, and then we're going to do some fresh orange.
It smells so good. I think whenever you use zest, it just adds a little bit something extra.
It does, and then you get all those essential oils out of it. Absolutely beautiful. And then where the star of the show is the cilantro. Now, if you don't like cilantro, just leave it out. You could use some flat leaf parsley if you wanted to. And then we're just gonna add this, and it's gonna be absolutely beautiful. Now, one of the things that we have to think about, a lot of times we use bread products and things with our appetizers, right? So being gluten-free, corn is a wonderful substitution. So we're gonna be serving this on some little corn tortillas. Now,
perfect.
I don't know if anybody else overindulged during the holidays, but
maybe just a little. I think everyone does, right?
And the worst part was I even quit going to the gym during that time. It's like we're just gonna go
we're just gonna go back.
Yeah, we're just gonna call it for a couple weeks. So now we're trying to eat a little bit more healthy. You could fry these if you wanted to, but what we're actually gonna do, these are just gluten-free corn tortillas that we have, and then we're just going to cut those. You could cut more than one at a time. This is great if you've got kids before dinner parties. Usually they're going crazy and you've straightened up the house and you don't want them messing. So you can actually take a pizza cutter and allow them to cut those. And then health-wise, because we're gonna be doing this at a high temperature, we're just gonna put a little
coconut oil.
Yeah, a little coconut oil. And then I'm gonna put these on the tray, and then we're gonna put them underneath the broiler on low.
These are the tortilla chips, or the corn tortilla chips, that you would serve with this.
Yes.
And they are so easy to make. I mean, like you said, you can just take a stack of them, take a knife and cut them into the triangles and call it a day.
And it makes that a little bit more special, you know, when you can say, oh, I've made this. You know, I've made these little corn tortillas.
Yeah.
I love to do this with some cinnamon, some sugar, or some apple pie spice. That would be a great dessert idea too if you wanted to do that.
So then we cut all this, we put this in the oven, broil, right? For low, for about how many minutes?
About 2 or 3 minutes, and then just flip them over on the other side. Do the same thing. That one has a little avocado. That would be good too.
Yeah, that would be really good.
You could serve anything that you wanted to on this. You could even do it with a French theme if you wanted to, even though it is a corn tortilla.
Right.
You could do a little chev. Maybe some fried capers on the top would be really good.
Yum, that sounds so good. All right, well, we will put this in, and when we come back, we will start making our sides for our main dish. All right, so we made our appetizer. Now we are making our rice and our salad. So Christy, you say to start the rice now, right?
Because it will take longer than anything else that you're gonna make. And so we wanna go ahead and prepare that. Now rice typically is gluten-free unless you buy a prepackaged rice mix that has some sort of seasoning or herb mix. Or it's done on a shared line with something like couscous. I'm seeing that now too. So just verify the ingredient list that it's just rice, 100% rice. We're gonna do a basmati. Now I chose a white basmati because it doesn't take as long as the brown basmati.
And that's okay. Sometimes you're on a time crunch,
that's right? Most of the time we're on a time crunch. You could also do jasmine rice. That would be really great with this too. So what we're gonna do, just to pump up the flavor, instead of using water, we're gonna be using chicken stock, chicken broth. So if you wanna add that in there for us, that would be great. Now, one of the most notorious places to find gluten would be in chicken stock. So I went to this wonderful retreat center. It's called the Wellbeing Retreat Center, and the food was fabulous, and people contributed and made different things. But the only thing that I wasn't 100% sure about is they said, oh, well, this just has chicken stock or chicken broth. We don't know if it's gluten-free or not. So that's one of the biggest hidden
things to make sure.
Yes.
Okay, and so you're squeezing some lemon too.
A little lemon, and then we're gonna use the orange. Yeah, and just do a little of the aromatic
And what's
orange.
great is that we're seeing a lot of the same flavors repeated in this dish, but it's not overwhelming, just little hints here and there.
Yes, and then that's really good too because that's less mess that we have to clean up, less going in and out of the refrigerator. You get all these things together and you're set for the whole meal.
Love it, and you're putting a little bit of
ground ginger in it. If you had fresh ginger, that would be good too. I like the ground ginger just so that you don't have that bite of it.
Yes, exactly. So then we boil this, bring it to a boil, and then that's it.
And it's gonna smell so good. It's gonna make the kitchen smell fabulous.
Well, we will definitely go put that on the stovetop, but while we do that, let's talk about the salad now.
Okay, you know I'm a huge fan of pre-mixed salad greens. And these are little, like there's beet greens in here, which are absolutely beautiful, adds a little more color to the dish and to the plate. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little bit of a makeshift salad. There's gonna be so much wonderful flavor in the sauce that we're gonna do with the scallops, the pan-seared scallops, so we don't even have to have a whole lot of extra things in this.
So you're doing, right now you just took a full clove of garlic. And now what are you doing?
So we have a little bit of sweet and sour sauce. Now, this is something that I'm really excited about because honestly, a lot of things before weren't gluten-free. So we're seeing some of these basic things, basic sauces and things appearing to be gluten-free in the supermarket, which saves a lot of time. So we've got a little bit of fresh garlic, and then there's probably about 2 tablespoons of that sweet and sour sauce. And then this is a little bit of chili paste. Again, just verify, make sure everything's okay.
Right. And you can use as much as you want or as little as you want of the chili paste, depending on how hot you want it.
Yes,
too.
exactly. A little bit of salt, and then if you wanted to add some soy, you could if you desired to. And then a little bit of fresh lime juice, and then we're just gonna toss this. We're just gonna.
That's it.
That's it. We're gonna do it with the whisk, and then we're gonna put it on those greens. You talk about fabulous. You could eat salad every day if you put this.
Well, and also it's something so simple, like you said, that goes with the flavors of everything else. All right. Well, when we come back, we will make our scallops. So our appetizer, the mango salsa, is marinating while our rice is cooking. Now we can focus on the main dish, the scallops. And so, Christy, where do we start with this?
Okay, this is a little bit different. A lot of times we've had bacon-wrapped scallops, but this is going to be prosciutto-wrapped scallops. So it just makes it a little more sophisticated.
Yes.
And a little more special. And one of the things that I love about prosciutto is it's got that saltiness and the cure flavor, but it's not overpowering because it's not smoked.
Right.
So that way you get all the deliciousness of the scallop itself, that sweetness. It's absolutely beautiful.
Get it all kind of in one bite, which is wonderful.
We're going to wrap them just like you would the bacon wrap scallops. And the great and the great thing is you can cut the prosciutto pieces exactly like you want them, and they hold together a lot better. You don't have to use toothpicks. It's always, you never know what to do with toothpicks.
Yes, that's so nice. So you basically just do that with all the scallops. And so how many scallops would you say per person?
It depends on the size. I've seen them, much smaller than this, and I've seen them much larger. Probably if you get the medium size like this, probably about 4 to 5 a piece, depending on how
hungry everyone is.
We are having rice, we are having appetizers, so that makes your dollar go a little bit more too. Right. You don't have to have quite as many. You don't want so few that it seems like you're stingy, though. It's
they only have 2 on a plate. No. Where it's like, have you seen those people with a magnifying glass? Like, where's my food? No, you want to give them a little bit more than just 2 scallops. And so once you wrap all of those, this is how we're going to be cooking them on a cast iron skillet, right?
Yes. And we're going to be using the coconut oil with that as well. Now, here's an important thing. If you are not gluten-free yourself, or you're fixing it for somebody in your family, you have to make sure that the cast iron has never had anything prepared with gluten in it.
Ever. Okay, that's good to know. I did not know that.
Because it's so fabulous, it absorbs all the flavors, and it's seasoned. That's why we love cast iron. Right. But it also absorbs gluten. So when I went gluten-free, there was...
You got to get all new stuff.
Yeah, they got everything. They got Dutch ovens, they got muffin pans.
Oh, man.
But it's super important to do that. If you are cooking for somebody who's not, they're gluten-free and you don't have the dishes and things like that, don't worry about it. You can just use it in a regular skillet. Same thing with your chopping boards, too.
Right. So while you keep doing that, what is the heat for the cast iron skillet that we need to be cooking the scallops at?
Probably about medium high. You want a nice sizzle because we want this to kind of crisp up.
Yeah, we are pan searing it. So medium high, about how long do we need to cook them?
Depending on size, I would start looking about 4 or 5 minutes per side. We don't want to overcook them because then they become dry and it's just, then
you don't want
even
that.
Have scallops
yes,
at that point.
Exactly. And so then of course you want to season the scallops, salt and pepper, and then you just put them into a already heated pan. So while that's cooking, then we can focus on our sauce for the scallops. Tell me a little bit about what's going into this sauce. I see a couple of the same ingredients that we've seen throughout the rest of the meal as well.
That's right, and it's really important. Not only we talked about being organized and taking less time, getting things in and out, but it also helps you to be more frugal.
Yes.
One of the things that I love to use are jams, fruit preserves, marmalades, because it does a lot of that sauce reduction for you already. Yeah. So what we're going to do, this is like a bitter orange marmalade that I found in the supermarket, and I don't know if you can see that, but there's actually little pieces of orange in it.
It looks great.
It looks like you actually did it.
Yes.
Perfect. And so what we're going to do, I've got about 1/4 cup of water, and we're going to add a couple tablespoons of this beautiful orange marmalade. Now, you could double duty this again. People won't even know that it's orange marmalade.
Right.
But you could serve some sort of ice cream or, you know, even like a coconut sorbet,
Yes.
something like that, and you could actually do this marmalade and heat it and drizzle it on there.
Yum, that
really
sounds
good.
delicious.
Then we've got a little bit of our chili paste. We don't want to add too much, just another layer of flavor because we don't want to overpower those beautiful scallops.
So that was really just a tiny bit.
A tiny bit. And when we're entertaining, we never know how somebody likes the heat too.
Right.
So you can always add to it. And then we're going to do a little bit of garlic.
And there's something about fresh garlic too, and all these, especially when you're cooking it over the pan, that just the aromas of it too really opens up the flavor.
There are some things that I will cheat on. I will cheat on coleslaw packaged mix.
Yes.
You know, the cabbage already grated.
Much easier.
I will cheat on marmalade, but one thing I will not cheat on is garlic.
Fresh garlic.
I always have to buy fresh garlic. And then we're going to do a little pepper and a little bit of salt. And then if you wanted to, you could repeat the flavors again. You could do a little fresh just for a little acidity. Yes. A little bit of your ginger again.
Right.
And then if you wanted to, you could just put a little of your gluten-free soy sauce or gluten-free tamari.
Oh, that sounds great. So we're going to put all this into the pan, and how are we going to cook it?
We're going to do it on low.
Okay.
I don't want to get that on you.
That's okay.
You'll smell great, but
yes, that's okay.
It won't look good. And then we're going to take our little whisk, and if you want to, just whisk that for us, just incorporate all those flavors together. Now, the great thing about this sauce, let's say you know that you're going to be having the party earlier in the day. There's several different prep things that we could do. We could do the salsa ahead of time, put it in the refrigerator even before work.
Oh gosh,
you
that's
could
so
do
nice.
this sauce as well. Just put it in your Pyrex cover or a mason jar, and then just heat it up before you serve it because we're going to drizzle it all over the scallops.
Yum. Oh, right. Well, we will definitely cook the sauce and the scallops while the rice is finishing cooking, and then we will plate it all and taste this. Christy, thank you so much. So we have finished our meal, and Christy, I gotta say, this looks and smells so good, just everything. I mean, such vibrant colors too for a January meal.
That's one of the things when we think about winter foods, we get tired of those same heavy things, potatoes and corn and apples.
Yep.
So this kind of brings some freshness to it, starting out a great new year. You don't have to feel guilty about anything on your plate at all. We cook with coconut oil, which is great. Withholds the high temperatures that we seared the scallops on, and so you're ready to go. Fresh new year, detoxing and all.
Yeah, we use coconut oil in not only the scallops, but of course our homemade corn tortilla chips as well. And instead of choosing some alcoholic beverage, we are choosing some water, so we are really keeping this lean and healthy for 2018. Let's try this. This looks so good. Thank you so much. And I gotta say, the smell is just so good too.
And it made your house smell fabulous. Especially with that bitter orange marmalade that we use. Now you could do it with different types of marmalade if you wanted to.
Yes, this is so good. That sauce just really complements everything. And what's great is you can really taste that in all the different aspects of this meal. Christy, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yes, of course. Happy New Year. Make sure you check out this entire recipe on our website, Party in a Pinch. All right, Christy, thanks again.